Okay, so good morning, friends. In the yesterday class, we have discussed all these equations, how to derive that equations. Also, we have discussed that channel length modulation. Okay, and what is that 2/3 power law equations and how we have convert to that 2/3 power law to square law. Okay, what is the current profile? These things we have discussed. Okay, so today in the last lecture in this series, that MOSFET series, this is the last lecture. So here we'll discuss some dynamic behavior of the MOSFETs. Okay, so till now whatever we have discussed, that is steady state behavior. Means this is in the DC condition or in the only thermal structure. Okay, so the intrinsic capacitances related to these MOSFETs, that some oxide related capacitances, junction capacitances. Okay, these things we have not discussed. Okay, so these things only come to the picture when we will operate this transistor in a high frequency or in a small signal application. Suppose for a amplifier, okay, we want to amplify something, so we have to use this MOSFET. So for that case, we have to think about all these intrinsic capacitances. What are the intrinsic capacitances there in the MOSFET? So we should know that. If you know that, then we can design a circuit in a better way, because you have to predict these are the intrinsic capacitances, or we can say it's a parasitic capacitances. Okay, so due to this only, that in the circuit, the rise time, fall time, propagation delay, so all these things will come is in the digital things. In analog also, that frequency response behavior. Okay, suppose you in a amplifier you are using, so it's limit the operation of frequency. Okay, this capacitance limits the operation of frequency. So these things you should know. So first, before going to that detail calculation or detail capacitance, what are the capacitances are there, so we should know the overall picture. What is the small signal equivalent circuit of a MOSFET? Okay, so this is the small signal circuit. So you know, the capacitor, first of all, the capacitor is a current control device, voltage control current device. Yes or no? Because you are giving gate voltage, we are getting drain current. That's it. Okay, so this is a voltage controlled current device. So this, the first thing is, this is the current source. Okay, and this current source is generated due to some VGS. Okay, so input you are giving voltage in the input, at the output you are getting the current at the drain to source. Okay, so this is nothing but the transconductance, because at the input you are giving voltage, at the output you are getting current. So this is the transconductance. Okay, due to this transconductance we are getting this current. Okay, so that should be GM VGS. This GM part is nothing but transconductance. Okay, because you are changing VGS. Okay, GM into VGS, this is ID. Okay. Similarly, other capacitances, gate to drain capacitance will come. Okay, RD, output resistance, will come. That is one thing. And another CGS, gate to source. Okay, that capacitance will come. Okay, and here CDB, drain to bulk capacitance. So this is the complete picture of a small signal equivalent circuit of a MOSFET. Okay, so how one by one this is coming, we will discuss that. So this is the clear picture. Now first we will discuss this thing, this current. So when this current thing will only, it's current, or these things you can say in the DC arrangement also, Okay, we are giving a DC biasing and we are superimposing a small signal. Okay, del VGS. Here, this is the DC voltage, VGS, DC value. This is small VGS. Suppose we are using an app. Yes.
Sir, here we do not take that channel length modulation. We take or not, sir? We will take or not? Sir?
Yes. Channel length modulation is there.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So here, first of all, this is the biasing arrangement. Okay, you are giving a DC voltage here also in DC voltage. Okay, so you can change a small. We said that small signal equivalent circuit. So we'll change a small signal. So small signal means the value is very in the compared to that DC voltage is very less. Suppose it is, VGS is in volt, so it is in millivolt or microvolt. Okay, this VGS and with some frequency. Okay. And here also you can change VDS with some change in VDS also. Okay, so finally, so you will get ID plus del ID. Due to this change or this change in your ID current, there is some change. Okay, so first see, when you will change something, that change will come here, that ID change will come, or you will change here, you will change something, that ID will change here. Yes or no? So first we will see that input part. If you are changing del VGS, you will for that del VGS you will get a del ID. Okay, so that is nothing but this ID is nothing but some transconductance into VGS. That's why you are getting del ID. So that transconductance is nothing but this GM. Okay, so GM VGS is equal to del ID. Okay, this is the small signal because it's already circuiting stable in this is means Q point. It is in Q point. Means already you have know that BJT Q point. For that we have to bias properly. So in this circuit also we have properly biased with DC, but we are changing some AC over that. So for that we are getting these things. So this current is nothing but del ID. Okay, so due to this GM transconductor GM VGS. Okay, so this part is clear. Now come to this part. What is RD? RD, you know, when you are changing some VDS. So after threshold point, suppose you are changing some VDS. So what you are getting? This type of current you are getting or not? Okay, some current is changing. Means current is constant.
Yes, sir.
Current is constant after that threshold. If you are changing VDS.
Yes, sir. It's constant. If we don't take that channel and modulation, it is constant.
Yeah. Actually, channel and modulation is there always. So you cannot
Then
take
it
constant.
will slightly increase, sir. It will.
Yes, increase. So that's why there is some resistance. Okay. So you can say that small signal resistance, that output resistance. Okay. So if you are changing VDS, current is changing. Okay. There is some resistance is there. So that resistance will model here, RD. Okay. So this thing, only VGS you are giving or output we are changing some VDS. So you will get GM VGS, this current, and you will get some RD. Okay. This. So these two are from this arrangement. Okay. Now, what are the capacitances? So this CGS, CGD, and CDB. So three capacitances also will come in clearly it will come when you will operate in high frequency, but in low frequency it will charge, there is no effect. But high frequency this will affect circuit performance. Okay. So how these capacitors are coming, you should know from where it originates. Okay. So generally three types of capacitance, intrinsic capacitance inside a MOS. This is intrinsic, purely inside the MOS. Okay. So what are these? So first is you know, from the basic MOS structure. Okay, from the basic MOS structure, physical MOS structure. So one capacitance will come from there, and then is due to the channel. Okay, due to the channel, few capacitance will come, and next thing is the depletion region. Okay, so if you know the structure here, any one structure. So this is the structure of the MOSFET. So this, from this structure, this get to this one capacitance, here also get to this, okay, because it is one material, it is something, and it's oxide. And second thing is the channel. Due to this channel, so this VG to this channel, there is some capacitance will come, and this depletion region capacitance will come. This is N plus, this is P. Okay, there is a reverse bias junction here also. So these three types of capacitance will come. Okay. Yes or no? So these three types of capacitance, again you can see here at high frequency. So first of all, this is your source drain, this is your source. Okay, this is your drain, this is your source. Okay, and see, during fabrication, this overlap region generally happen. This is your oxide, this is your gate. This part, this is the overlap region. Actually, the channel should be this. Okay, but during fabrication, this diffusion region extend towards below this oxide region. Okay, it is extend. This amount is extend during fabrication. Okay, so due to this, there is some overlap region. Where is the overlap region? This part is the overlap region. So this is your polysilicon or metal. This is your N plus region. There is a oxide. So in this region, there is a capacitance will be or not? Here also. So this is one capacitor. This is one capacitor. Okay. So generally this is called overlap capacitance. Okay. So you call C overlap, this is GD, GS overlap due to overlap capacitance. Okay. And it is not depends upon that voltage. It's linear actually. This is not depends upon whether the gate voltage increases or decreases. So this value is purely physical. Okay, due to the physical structure. So it will not change. This value is always constant. It depends upon how much area is covered. Okay, so it's one time after fabrication it will be same for means whatever operation you will do. Okay, so remember this oxide overlap capacitance will linear, it will not change with the voltage. Okay, so next another is this channel capacitance. Okay, so though it's a polysilicon or metal, okay, so there is some channel capacitance from this point to this point. Okay, so this is like a N plus, this is a this is a plate, this is another plate. So this is cup, and this capacitance is distributed. Actually, it's not long. I mean, it's one capacitor. It's distributed like this. Okay, like this. Means this to this channel, not here. Okay, this is distributed, and these things, this channel capacitor are also three types. One is during cutoff. One is cutoff, during cutoff. Another is during linear. Another is during saturation. Why? Because there in cutoff there is no channel. Okay. In linear, the channel is almost same everywhere. In saturation, the channel is pinched off here in the drain side. Yes or no? So three type of capacitance you will get here, and this capacitance is non-linear. Why? Because it depends upon the voltage. It depends upon supply voltage. If supply voltage will change, this channel means this inversion charge will change. Okay, though this is responsible for the capacitance formation. So if this is changed, that means capacitor will change. Okay, so these three types of capacitance will be. And the next part of the capacitance is depletion capacitance, or we can say junction capacitance. Why it is called junction capacitance? See, this part is a drain actually. Okay, I have shown one part. So here drain is n plus. Okay, n plus division. N plus means heavily doped n. And this is P substrate. Okay, and when you are operating transistor, you are giving a positive voltage to drain. Okay, and negative voltage to bulk. Those source and bulk is connected, so that is drain to bulk or drain to source. So this is connected. So see, this is N, you are giving a positive voltage. This is P, you are giving a negative voltage. What happened? It's a reverse bias or forward bias?
Reverse bias.
Reverse bias. So once reverse bias will be there, then depletion region will happen or not? Okay. So due to that depletion region, so it's like a isolation region. Okay, this is N. So there is a reverse junction capacitance. So between these two. Okay, and that is also depends upon your reverse bias voltage. Okay, if reverse bias will increase, what happen? This depletion region also increase. Okay, so if the depletion region also capacitance also change. What is the capacitance? So you'll see how it changes capacitance. Okay, so overall you got the idea what are the capacitances. Okay, so again here also you can see 3 capacitance will be here also. You can see directly, if you see this thing directly, this part underneath of this N. Okay, this is called bottom wall capacitance. Okay, so N plus 2 P. Generally in almost all books they are drawing in this way. This is suppose N plus drain, this is P. So this part is, so from this part, this to this. So this is called bottom capacitance, bottom wall capacitance. Okay, this is the depletion region. So this to this. So this is called bottom wall capacitance. Okay, one cup. So are you getting or not? Please.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Getting.
Okay. So next another part is, this is bottom wall, and this part again, this side, this is side wall capacitance. Okay, because here you will not get any depletion region, because after that, yes, depletion you will get, because after that it's a channel stop regions are there. Already we have in the isolation first or second or third class we discussed that isolation technique. Okay, shallow trench isolation, or so means device to avoid the unnecessary current flow. So that's why we use some channel stop implantation. So this is okay. This is P type doping or acceptor type doping, Na plus, like that. Okay. So though this is N, this is P. So here also you will get some depletion region. Okay. So that is side wall capacitance. Okay. And here also, this is a 2-dimensional figure. If you see the 3-dimensional figure, so this is one side. In the front, there is also some channel stop. In the back, there is also some channel stop. So that is also come to the picture. That all are side wall capacitances. So here in this figure, you can get one bottom wall, 3 side walls. One is this side, one is front, one is back. Okay. So, and this side generally we will get, because though it's a channel, so generally we will not considering these things. But these things you will get 3 side walls and 1 bottom wall. Okay. So overall, what are the things? So one is this is overlap capacitance is linear. It's not depends upon the voltage. Okay, this is completely depends upon the structure of the MOSFET. Okay, and two overlaps here, one drain to that get to drain and get to source, two overlap capacitances. Here three channel capacitance you can in cutoff, in saturation, or in linear. Okay, three type of capacitance you can get, and this is also voltage dependent, not linear. And this is third the junction or depletion capacitances. So one is bottom wall capacitance and others are side wall capacitances, and it purely depends on the voltage, the reverse bias of this structure. Okay. So these things if you model here, so this CGS here, first one is CGS due to this overlap, plus here though it's get yes. So this is your gate. So CGS, see this part is called CGS, this part is called CGD. Okay. So here during cutoff there is no, means due to this channel capacitance, there is no channel capacitance. Okay, only the ball capacitance will be there, gate to ball. But during linear, so though it is constant, so we can say its gate to drain is half of the that channel capacitance. Here also CGS is equal to half of that capacitance. Okay, and again here is completely drain to ball. In the source side, source to ball capacitance also there, but source and block are ball are sorted always, source and ball. So that's why generally there is no capacitance in that side also. Okay, those so these two capacitance that is CGS. So if we check here, so this one is CGS. Okay, and another is CGD. I said how CGD, this is CGD, one CGD. Here also you can get a CGD. Okay, and this is RD, you know, and CDB, this part is DB, drain to ball. Okay, and also side wall capacitance will add there. So generally these three types of capacitance will get in a MOSFET. Okay, and in a high frequency operation we have to calculate all these things with this, all the current, all the other parameters, by adding all these capacitances. Okay, then you will get a proper result. So clear this thing?
Yes, sir.
One by one I'll ask because all are silent. I can say clear?
Yes, sir.
So Chitra? Chitra? Are you there or not? Okay. Wakar?
Sir, clear, sir.
Okay. Prachita?
Okay.
Okay. Satabdi?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Soumya?
Yes, sir.
Susri?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Swapnanjali? If they are doing the class or not? Swapnanjali and Chitra. Sweetie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks. Swapnanjali and Chitra, I am not getting any response from you. So Akar, please check if they are actually they are joining. If they are in the class or they just okay. We'll move ahead. So now, so this is all about our MOSFET. Okay, but before going to that problem, so I want to share once. Actually, I prepared for this capacitance also. One slide, just wait. Okay, so now whatever things I said in the for that capacitance, you can clearly in this slide also you can see whatever I said, same thing here. You can see this is the picture of capacitance for a MOSFET. So why we are getting overlap? Because this gate is extend towards this drain. Okay, so this is the top view, this is the front view. Okay, so effective channel length is L is equal to Lm minus 2 LD. LD is nothing but this part, the extended. Okay, extended part. Okay, and this is the source or drain means length, and this is the width of the transistor. Okay, this is the width. So because though you are seeing the front view, so we are not seeing that what is the width, but here you can see the width of the transistor. So now these are the capacitances, whatever we discussed, this oxide related capacitances, junction capacitances. Okay, CGD, CDB, all these things. And oxide related that overlap. What is that overlap capacitance? Overlap capacitance is nothing but that this Cox, this is the Tox, because this part is Cox into that W into L, LD. Okay, this part is your LD. Okay, this is LD, and W because it's area capacitance. Okay, is whatever Cx you are seeing is only that part, but it's extended to a width also. So everywhere you will get capacitance. So that's why that means that whatever Cx we are saying here is capacitance per area. Okay. So in this area, what is the capacitance? W into LD, width of the transistor and that extension region. That area into capacitance per area. So you will get a capacitance CGS and CGT overlap. Okay.
Sir,
So yes.
Sir. Sir, the overlapping that is it beneficial for MOSFET or does it?
Not beneficial, but we have no control on the fabrication. So during that fabrication means during that drain and source diffuser, that process, so it's automatically extended towards that channel. Okay, so this part is extend to this, we can't control. Okay.
So, but the current, the channel also reduces.
Yes, channel reduces. So
the current, the movement of current will be sooner. Movement of electron will be.
No, see, for a particular technology, suppose we are assuming 180 nanometer technology. So actually the length should be 180 nanometer technology. We have calculated all this model, everything for 180, but after fabrication, so it is extends. The channel length is reduced. That means current will be more. Somehow current will get more current.
Yes.
Okay. So after the fabrication, they have accounted all these things, means how much it will extend. So by calculating all these things, they will produce the model file also. So everything is taken in account. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is two overlap capacitances, and I said that channel related capacitances. See, during that cutoff, so due to cutoff, no channel. So only that gate to bulk, all the capacitance will get direct gate to bulk. Okay. and for that linear region, okay, it's not saturated. See, some charges is not zero at this point. So you can see this almost all channels are there. So this is at linear. Okay, we have approximated this part. Say half of the capacitance to this CGS, half of the capacitance to CGD. Okay, so from center to this side, that is the drain. Center to this side, that is source. Okay, because it's connected to source, it's connected to the drain. This channel. Okay, though it's N plus, it is also N type. So we can say this part is drain, this part is source. Okay, means so these two, this is source also, because it is N, it is also N. This is also N, and this is N. So that's why this part is your, this part, this channel part is your CGD. This is CGS. Okay, due to that channel. And in saturation, you can see there is no channel in that drain side. Okay, so only whatever capacitance will be there, that is in CGS. Okay, get to source only, because this source is connected to the channel. And this is actually generally in the next slide you can see. Here near the cutoff, this is Cx into WL, complete get to bulk. Okay, but here in linear will half. But here in the saturation, this is the saturation picture. So here saturation will this is 2/3. This is linear mode, half Cx WL, CGS or CGD. But in the saturation, though there is no capacitance in this side, so this capacitance CGD is 0 due to the channel. But here in the due to the source side, this is approximated as 2/3 Cx WL. Okay, so 2/3. Means if generally it is approximated as, suppose this is total 3 parts, so 2/3 parts of capacitance will be here, and another part is 0. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Then finally, in a tabular format, you can see all these things. So capacitance cutoff, in cutoff, this is CGB is complete COX into W. COX always remember it's for area. Okay, COX is equal to capacitance per area. Okay, so that's why we are multiplying in area, so that we will get a capacitance. Okay, CGD is overlap. Due to this overlap, this is at linear, it is 0. CGB is 0 because there is a channel is there, so it will shielded. So no bulk capacitance will get to bulk, will not get linear or saturation. Okay, so in linear CGD is half, and this is 2/3. Okay, and finally this is the curve. Actually, this is very, very important, because in the most of the interview they are directly asking this type of curve. So draw the intrinsic capacitance curve of a MOSFET. Okay, small signal intrinsic capacitance of the MOSFET. So in cutoff region, saturation region, linear region, you have to draw this way. Okay, because if you know this, if you know all these things, then you can map to these equations, then you can tabulate it to this equation, then finally you can draw this. Or if you will directly remember this thing without knowing that, then it's a disaster. Actually, if they will ask something different, then you can't answer. So remember from here. Okay, from this structure, remember this structure, then you will come to this part. Okay, and that overlap, then this, then you can imagine the equation. It's very simple. No need to remember this thing. Remember, for linear it's half. For saturation, though there is no channel, it's 2/3. Means if it is 3 parts, 2 parts is this side, there is nothing. So 2/3 parts of this, and oxide is always there. Oxide capacitance, that is epsilon by TF, that is per unit area. Okay, so these things if you remember, then you can easily draw, means tabulated, then easily you can get this type of things, this type of curve. at saturation and linear, whatever. They suppose they will say draw cutoff, then linear, then saturation. Accordingly, you have to. So don't remember this curve. Remember the exact thing from where it is coming. Then you can draw. Okay. And the junction capacitance, I said, you can see visualize clearly here from junction. So here I said this is drain. Okay. But side wall capacitance, I said, you can see from here. So this bottom is nothing but this is suppose your drain and this is your substrate. Okay. So this part, this is your N plus, this is your P. Okay. So this is your bottom wall capacitance. So suppose the depression region will be there. So then this part is your bottom wall capacitance directly. This 5 is the bottom wall. 10 Yes, sir. Sorry, this is, you can see this is this bottom wall. This is 5, number 5. Okay, so this is one plate. You can see this is one plate, this bottom wall, and here P, here N plus. So that's bottom capacitance. So that bottom capacitance, bottom wall capacitance is nothing but that capacitance. Okay, that capacitance, and you can see the area. Area is nothing but this. This is into this is W into this is generally mentioned as Y. Okay, so area is W into Y. Okay, into that capacitance, whatever capacitance is that means that C0 generally that is called. We'll discuss that thing. Then here other side walls. This 3 one side wall, 2 one side wall, 4 one side wall, 1 side. Okay, so all this capacitance will get. Okay, so this is X, this part. When you will calculate side wall for this capacitance, so you have to use this area, means W into Xj. For this 2, this is also Xj into Y. Okay, this is also Xj into Y. This is the area. And for this, okay, so this is also Xj into W. So you can see in the table, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the capacitance you can get. 4 side walls and 1 bottom walls. Okay, bottom wall also is 5. Okay, and you can also see the junctions because this is always N plus and this is P. And the bottom side wall capacitance because it is P plus channel stop regions are there in the side wall. Every side you can see P plus channel stops. That's why the junction is N plus P plus, N plus P plus. Okay, and this first you can see 1 because this is the channel. Channel is at here. Okay, channel is just at the surface, but here it's like P. Okay, so that's why N plus P junction. Okay, so overall you can see 5 capacitances. Okay, so source side also you can see same side wall capacitance you will get. The bottom wall capacitance you will not get because the source and bulk is shorted. So this bottom wall capacitance you cannot get, but this side wall capacitance you will get. Okay, so this part is somewhat. Are you mapping? Please ask. Everyone getting this point? What are the side wall capacitances? Bottom wall capacitance you can get, but what are the side wall capacitance? Are you getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because every side it's not showing here, but every side some channel stop regions are there. That channel stop region is the P type, P plus type. Okay, though P plus and here N plus, so there is a junction. Okay, So due to that junction, then junction capacitance are there, and that all are related to that this drain. Source side also you can get same capacitances. Okay.
So that type N plus slash
Ah,
P means
yes.
here we are having P substrate. Na, sir?
This is P. Suppose this is your transistor. Okay. So this is P. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is P means this is P, na? This is channel actually formed here in the very near to that surface. Okay. But this region, this is P or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why N plus P. This is the junction. When you say diode, you say N plus, this is P. So this is the supply voltage positive, it is negative, means 0. That's there is a depletion region, so there is a capacitance will be there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Similarly,
N plus P plus, sir. How?
N plus P plus means, so here you are seeing the drain only, because so in your chip there is no one transistor. Lot of transistors are there in the same substrate region. Okay, so suppose substrate is extended here. So another transistor will be here. Okay, so another drain suppose there. So another transistor will be here or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So another transistor will be here, means it will not give some isolation material here. So directly current will flow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so current will flow. So or lot of disturbance will happen. So to block that, so you have to put here a channel stop region. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So that is nothing but completely is P plus material. Okay, that is N plus, so it's a P plus material. Okay, that's shallow trench isolation. So there is a means you have to create a trench here just after the device. You have to put P plus. Okay, so due to that P plus, this is 3. You can see 3 N plus, and this is just in the side it's P plus. So there is a N plus P plus junction or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, here also in the back side, this near to that side of that 2, you also same P plus will be there. Okay, here also just after this transistor, another transistor is there. Okay, so but this is another transistor. So I am not drawing the picture properly. So just imagine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are
In the
imagining.
same plane, another transistor is there, just to back side of this transistor. So again, that isolation is required. So you have to put P plus. Okay. Got the point?
Yes, sir. got it.
So here, this wall, and this wall, front also. Another in the same plane, another transistor is there in the front. So you have to give the. So in 3 sides, you can get this wall capacitance, that is P plus, and in this side, this is P. And completely the bottom, you can see that P. So everyone clear? See, forget about the how this, what is the value, how it is coming, how it is dependent on the voltage, but you should know the structure, whether their capacitance will form or not. If you understand this thing, then that mathematics you can do. That's not a problem. So you can get whether it's Kang book or any material is there. Okay. So actually this mathematics actually, if you clear about that PN junction, then easily you can get diffusion capacitance in the PN junction, because though all the sidewall capacitance related to the PN junction. So how the PN junction capacitance will be calculated, that is in PN junction theory. Okay, so depletion region will be there. So the depletion region depends upon that root over of that reverse voltage. Then charge, how much charge in that depletion region will be stored. Then if you derive that charge, okay, then you will get the capacitance. Got the point? How that capacitance you will get?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First, you are giving some reverse bias voltage. So due to that reverse bias voltage, you will get the depletion region. So what is the depletion region? How much charge is stored in that depletion region? So you will derivate that charge, then you will get that capacitance. Okay, but you know this is the way. You should know the capacitance is there, then you will calculate. Okay. This is COB and CDB. This is COB. Okay, mistake. CDB are due to the depletion charges surrounding the respective source and drain. Okay, CSB actually it is CSB CDB. The amount of junction capacity is function of the applied terminals voltage. Okay, it's function of the, exactly. I said it's a voltage dependent. It depends on the reverse bias voltage. Okay. Junction capacitance associated with side walls 2, 3 will be different from other junction capacitances. Okay, other junction matlab 2, 3, 4. This is directly P plus. Okay, but bottom and this is different. And now all these calculations are there. Actually these things from Kang book directly. I've taken these things from Kang book. Okay, just highlighted these points. Okay, please go through that book and know these things. What is XD? I said if there is a junction, then what is the depletion region XD? Okay, you have to calculate in this, means that what is the doping concentration in that channel stop region or in the drain side or source side, and then that this is barrier potential phi 0, then this is reverse voltage. Okay, so these things are there, so you have to calculate. Finally you will get Q, what are the charges stored in that. Okay, so this is, then you have to integrate derivate that charge. So finally, so this is the, actually in every book we will see this is the final thing. Okay, so how the capacitance will change, which is depends upon the voltage in the junction capacitance. Okay, so this C0 is a process. They will give what is the C0 value. Okay, it's the means vendor will give what is the, for this particular technology, what is CJ0. J0 means everywhere whatever we are calculating for COX, but is sidewall capacitance is, it is CJ0. Okay, CJ0 into this area. For every capacitance we will calculate CJ0 into area. Okay, means that C junction capacitance are when there is no depletion region. Okay, CJ0. And if depletion region increases, then you have to include that area or multiply that area. Okay, so remember this J0 is given value. Okay, and this is your potential, barrier potential or built-in potential. This is the reverse bias voltage, and this EM is depends upon its gradual or grade, sorry, abrupt. So sometimes the junction is this junction. So this junction is actually, it's purely abrupt junction, but it's in practice it is not purely abrupt. So it's like this type of. Okay. So due to this this value also, this M depends. Okay, what I said is M. So it may be 1 or 0.5 or that's some between 1 and 0.5 like. Okay, so you can see in the book what is the M value. The parameter M is called the gradient coefficient. Okay, so graded or abrupt junction. So again, for special case, abrupt PN junction is becomes these things. So these things you can directly go through that Kang book and work on this. This is actually not, it's a special case. The abrupt junction is there, so it's no need to. So no need to remember this actually. You should know what are the capacitances. But for simple problems, you can calculate some. So finally, J0SW. Okay, sidewall capacitances. These are capacitances. Then you will multiply the area only. CJSW into XJ. Okay, sidewall zero capacitance is zero and the sidewall voltage equivalent factor. So these things you can directly see from the Kang book. Okay, so some texts are there, you will read that. But this is important. So no need to worry about that equations, that complex things. So you need to know this thing very well, and this thing. Okay, these things. Okay, what are the junction capacitances? This core and what are the junction capacitances? Okay. So clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your class now another class is there. 1 minute. Just wait. I'll take another 2 minutes only. Just wait. Okay. So in yesterday also is so please try this problem. Okay. So in the last class we have not covered these things. So these are the values. Okay. So mu and Vt, Vgs, everything is given T0, and this is the figure. This is the top view. This is front view. Now you have to calculate all these parameters. ID. Okay, and it, first calculate whether it's in saturation or not. So if you check Vgs minus Vt is greater than Vgs Vds greater than Vgs minus Vt or not. If it is, then you will calculate the saturation ID for saturation equation. So here actually you have to calculate the lambda. Okay, what is the channel length modulation parameter? Then you have to calculate GM. So GM is dou ID by dou Vgs. Okay, so you can convert this to this also. Okay, dou ID 2 ID by Vgs minus Vts. So if you do some manipulation, you can get this. Then RD, this is one RD 1 by dou ID by dou Vds. Okay, so this is 1 by lambda ID sat. Okay, so if you derivative with respect to that VDS, you will get this. Okay, RD. So you can calculate RD from here. Finally, lambda is equal to 1 by RD ID sat. Okay, ID sat is nothing but without that 1 plus lambda VDS parameter. So this thing you can calculate. Okay, finally you will get this. So just try this problem. Okay, you try your own and compare with this result. Okay, whether you are getting correct result or not. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you all.
Yes,
So we complete our MOSFET lectures, all these things. So only one thing left, that small geometry things and scaling part. So that will not take much time. So in between any class we can discuss that thing. Okay, but almost all things we have covered very intuitive way. So thank you all. So I'll stop here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, the project regarding that project you have in that